Afternoon, everybody. Take your seat. Thank you guys for coming to this celebration of Mang and show. My name is Hung, and I'll be your MC this afternoon. And so before we start, I just want to say that it's been absolutely a pleasure for me to be here to be involved with my brother's wedding celebration, and I hope you do too. Without further ado, we will now introduce the wedding procession. So the father of the bride was just offering the blessing and was conveying to show that now I have entrusted you with my daughter and her future, and I hope you will lead her to happiness and forever cherish what the woman is. So welcome again, and I do want to, before we start with the regular program, I do want to give a shout out to Shou for being the wedding coordinator, the groom, the MC, the photographer. This is all him. Thank you. So now, you guys want to sit down or you stand?
Sure.
Tea has always been an important part of Chinese culture, and I don't need to remind you that Chinese people, we have tea at weddings, at restaurants, and however. And that's because it symbolizes purity, stability, and fertility. And it's with that we are serving tea for to hope that this wedding will be stable and you guys will have tons of children. So now the bride and groom will offer tea to their parents to show respect and gratitude for all the years of tolerance. now I believe we're going to have a few speeches.
我送8个字，就是珍惜、包容、相爱一生啊。
The mother of the bride offered 8 words to cherish, to tolerate, to love, and to be truthful.
谢谢大家，谢谢大家。
谢谢大家的来参加，希望我的儿子张修成跟媳妇曹萌他们呢能相亲相爱，早生贵子。谢谢。
Welcome everybody for coming. And, we hope that you are enjoying this celebration. And my father, the father of the groom, offer the blessing and say, I hope you guys be truthful and love each other and bear tons of children very soon. And I think you're supposed to say it 2 times.
早生贵子，早生贵子，因为双方的家长男方希望他们早生贵子，女方的父母亲也希望他们早生贵子。他可以当外公外婆，我们可以当公公婆婆。
In case you didn't catch that, they just reiterated that point about children 2 more times. Yes.
OK， 谢谢 ，Thank you.
Thank you. It's true that we are very happy, and this is a wonderful union, and I think it takes a lot to put up a show, and I really am happy that he's found somebody. So, would now the bride and groom like to say a few words?
Yes. So thank you everybody for coming. I'm very excited that from my extended family. Well, let me just start from the beginning. My parents actually immigrated here around 1992, 1993, and it was very tough because immigration is always tough. And then we came towards the end of the savings and loan crisis, so the economy was bad. I remember I want to bring up. It reminded me of how good the teamwork they had because we actually own a property management business together now. We buy an apartment, hold it, and rent it out. So my father, when he first got here, he was an electrical engineer, but he had to work like minimum wage in a factory. So he was like, let me go try to be more entrepreneurial. And my mom was an elementary school teacher. So she actually, I saw when I was trying to look up for the old pictures, saw her application for a Subway sandwich restaurant, which also was like, again, they have all this education, but very low job opportunities. So they actually just started going to auctions, housing auctions. And they, my father just started offering these super low bids to everything. My mom was like, oh no, it's too risky, but she went along with it. And what ended up happening, they won their first building at very low cost. And my father is like, how do I pay for it now? And do you guys want to guess what? It's the same thing happening now, that the credit card company will mail you these checks that you can use. That's supposed to be credit free for a time limit. Anyway, we used those checks to purchase our first building. Well, they did. And then I think we as a family painted it and we rented out. And we were able to pay it back within the first year, the building. So again, I would like to appreciate my father and my mother for really teaching me how to be more teamwork and entrepreneurial. But on that note, I also am very happy that the aunt are here because when I remember when me and my brother was here, we didn't know anything. And my oldest aunt, my most elder aunt, Aunt Sue, was always very helpful in bringing us to school and get immunization shot. And my Aunt Rosa was very generous, and her whole family is here, allowing us to stay in her house for the first few years while we settle in. And of course, Uncle Wayne and Aunt Marissa was very, always had lovely parties. And actually, I think they gave us our first car, a Ford Shadow, a red one maybe. But again, I'm very thankful that the whole family could be here. So thank you for coming. Oh yeah, we have a vows, right?
I think so. So I think bride and groom will now exchange vows. And you guys want the mic?
So, Meng, our love burns like fire, and in which we use it to bake some clays and make a figure of you and figure of me. If ever part of your figure should break off, I too will break part of my figure. We'll once again mix it in water and bake another figure of you and figure of me. From this day on, I promise I'll always give you the first cut of my meat, the first sip of my wine. I hope we go to bed smiling and wake up also smiling into each other's eyes. I'll have your back and you'll have mine. We'll be equal always.
I give you my hand and my heart. I promise to be your partner and friend. There are still many blank pages in our life, so let's deal it with love and patience. I will be with you through our journey, living, learning, and loving together.
Thank you.
And as the world's probably oldest ring bearer, I now
Both of them. Thank you.
And now let's welcome Mr. and Mrs. Chang.
Nobody shine. Nobody shine.
Oh, there you go.
Well, let's make that happen.